Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of my Easy OSRS Boss Series. I hope you're all having a fantastic summer and getting the chance to use some of your free time for some OSRS bossing. This episode is going to mark the halfway point of my Easy OSRS Boss Series, and I figured what better way to do it than to cover the very first original boss of the RuneScape franchise. The King Black Dragon is the very first real boss that RuneScape ever saw. He was released way back in September of 2002, and we're coming up on the 15th anniversary of his release. Over the years, the KBD has undergone some changes. He used to just be a very strong black dragon, but with some intervention by our friends over at Jagex, he was made a little bit more formidable. Now the King Black Dragon is a somewhat dangerous boss because of the path you need to take to reach him. You will be going into the wilderness, so you will be taking a risk in losing some of your items to PKers. Before we get into all the background information, I do have some recommended requirements. They aren't very high, and I promise almost anyone can kill the KBD. For meleeing, I suggest having at least 80 in all melee stats and level 70 or higher prayer for piety. You'll also want to have a decent weapon as well. Most likely, you're going to want to go with an Abyssal Whip or a Zamorakian Hasta. If you're strictly going to be ranging the KBD, I suggest having a ranging level of at least 61 for the Rune Crossbow and at least level 44 prayer for Eagle Eye. The KBD is a very easy boss to kill, so if you have all of these stats, I'm sure you'll do just fine. The KBD is a level 276 Black Dragon with 3 heads that resides in its lair deep inside the wilderness. He boasts a hit points level of 240, he is poisonous, he is aggressive, and his weaknesses are ranged attacks and stab attacks. He has a max hit of 25 with melee and a max hit of 65 with Dragonfire, so you're definitely not going to want to forget your anti-fire potion or your Dragonfire shield. Like other highly contested bosses, you can open an instance for 50,000 coins where you and only you will be able to fight the KBD. However, as the KBD's drop table isn't amazing, I suggest not doing this and just trying to find an open world. As for the combat stats, he has an attack, strength, defense, and magic level of 240. The KBD attacks with melee and magic but has no form of a ranged attack, leaving his ranged at only level 1. If you look to the defense stats below, you'll see that his stab and range defense bonuses are only 70, making those the best attack styles to fight him with. As for the KBD's drops, he does have a couple of unique drops, both of which however have no monetary value. The first being the KBD heads, which are used to create the Black Slayer helmet, put in your player-owned house, or you can use a knife on them to get 3 Ensouled Dragon heads. These are a drop rate of 1 in 128, and the second unique drop is the pet, the Prince Black Dragon, which, like all pets, has a drop rate of 1 in 3000. A couple of other rare drops that are also on the KBD's table are the Dragon Pickaxe, which has a drop rate of 1 in 1500, and the Draconic Visage, which has a drop rate of 1 in 5000. Aside from the Dragon Pickaxe and the Draconic Visage, the KBD won't yield too much money in its more common drops, so in this case, it is my suggestion to you that you pick up all of the bones and hides as well as just the loot that he drops. Killing just 100 of these will net you a guaranteed 800k or more, so don't forget to pick up those bones and hides. As for some other notable drops that are uncommon, these can include the Dragon Medhelm, Dragon Dart Tips, Dragon Arrow Tips, Dragon Javelin heads, 150 noted U-logs, and 100 noted gold ore. I'll also mention here that the KBD has a pretty common chance to roll the rare drop table at a rate of 1 in 16. For a complete list of the KBD's drops, check out the wiki link in the description below. So that's going to do it for the background information. Now before we get into gear setups and how to kill the boss, I want to talk about getting to the lair. There are several different methods you can use to get to the KBD's lair, but there is one particular way that is the safest and the fastest. Aside from running all the way there, we'll check out the 3 teleportation methods to get there. As you'll see on the screen, the entrance to the KBD's lair is located just west of the lava maze inside a gated area. There's a ladder inside this area that you will go down and proceed to pull a lever that is located on the southern wall of the small cave. This lever will teleport you inside the KBD's lair, which is actually not a part of the wilderness. So, if you are getting attacked by PKers on your way here, your objective is to get inside the lair as fast as possible without getting teleblocked. For the first method, you can use the Wilderness Teleportation Obelisks. Although not very reliable because their teleport location is random, they will teleport you to level 44 Wilderness, which will put you just a bit northwest of the KBD lair. The lair is only a short run to the southeast, But a perk here is if you have the Wilderness Hard Diaries done, you'll be able to choose your teleport location, making it much easier to get to the lair rather than hopping around and just trying to get lucky. The second method will be the Gorok teleport. The Gorok teleport will teleport you just a bit north of the Wilderness Obelisk located at level 44 Wilderness. Using this method will also require a short run to the southeast to reach the lair, but it should be noted that to use the Gorok teleport or the teleport tablet, you'll need to have the Desert Treasure quest completed. Although I don't recommend doing Desert Treasure just for the teleport method to the KBD, if you need a quest guide for Desert Treasure, I'll provide one in the description. For the last method of getting there, and by far the fastest and possibly safest, is using the Burning Amulet teleport. The Burning Amulet is an enchanted topaz amulet that will teleport you to the Chaos Temple, Bandit Camp, or the entrance to the Lava Maze. For the KBD, we're going to want to teleport to the Lava Maze, take a very short run around the gate, and we're here. The Burning Amulet can be crafted with level 45 crafting and enchanted with level 49 magic, making them easily creatable for most players in the game. Even if you don't have the levels required to make your own, you can purchase these from the Grand Exchange for right around 2k each. And now finally, we're done listening to me babble about background information and how to get there. Now we can get into gear setups and killing the boss. For this particular boss, there is a few different ways you can kill the KBD, and I'll be taking us through 3 of them. I'll go one by one and show a kill with each setup just to show how it's done. First, we're going to be going with the melee setup. Now keep in mind here that we are going to be trekking through the wilderness, so we'll want to have a maximum of 4 valuable items on us. For this setup, I'm going with the Helm of Nitznot, a Prayer Skill Cape, Amulet of Fury, Proselyte top and bottom, Zamorakian Hasta, Dragonfire Shield, Barrow's Gloves, Primordial Boots, and a Ring of Wealth. For this setup, I'll be protecting the Fury Amulet, Zamorakian Hasta, Dragonfire Shield, and Primordial Boots. Everything else I'm okay with losing because I'm not losing too much, only a few 100k. If you don't have a Zamorakian Hasta, your next best option here will be an Abyssal Whip, and if you don't have a Dragonfire Shield, you may have the possibility of swapping out the Ring of Wealth for a Berserker Ring, or the Nitznot Helmet for a Serpentine Helm. The main point is, we only want to have 4 good items on us, as that is all we're able to protect in the wilderness without a skull and using the Protect Item Prayer. In my inventory, you'll see I have a Super Combat Potion, Anti-Poison ++, Super Anti-Fire Potion, 3 Prayer Potions, 20 Sharks, a Burning Amulet, and a House Teleport. This inventory setup allows me to stay for 5 or 6 kills per trip, and really that's all I need because I pick up all the bones and hides and bank them as well as the drop table loot. So now that we're all geared up and ready to take down some KBDs, we'll teleport to the Lava Maze using our Burning Amulet, head around the fence, down the ladder, pull the lever, and we're in the lair. Before we start the kill, I want to point out some of the mechanics of the KBD. The KBD does have a good old-fashioned melee attack, so that's something we won't worry about, and he also has the traditional Fire Breath attack, which we can negate completely with the Anti-Fire Potion and the Dragonfire or Anti-Dragon Shield combination. But the KBD does also have 3 different magic attacks, which each have their own effect. Each of these effects can be reduced, however, with an Anti-Dragon Shield or Dragonfire Shield by 75%. The first of these attacks is the Poison attack. This attack looks like a projectile Fire Breath attack, but the color is green. This attack has the ability to poison you, so this is why you're going to want to bring some form of anti-poison or a Serpentine Helm. The next attack is the Shock attack, which will appear as a blue projectile Fire Breath attack. This attack will lower your stats when it hits you. For the melee setup, you won't need super restores as you'll always be potted with super combat potions, so if your stats drop, just repot. The final attack style is the Freeze attack, which will appear as a white projectile Dragonfire attack. This attack will freeze you in place, negating your ability to move or attack while frozen. So now that we know all of that, let's get started with the kill. We get all our pots going, super combat, anti-fire, and anti-poison, make sure our quick prayers are protect from melee and piety, throw those on, and go to town. The reason we protect from melee is because the KBD's unique attacks can't be blocked with protection prayers. The best we can do against those is make sure we have a Dragonfire or anti-Dragonfire shield. So, because of that, we protect melee. The KBD can hit pretty accurately with its melee attack, so we want to be sure we block every melee attack. Other than that, we can just stand here, monitor our HP and prayer, and let the kill play out. So now that we've seen the melee kill, we're going to go on to our first of 2 range setups. For this setup, I'll be using the crossbow method. I'll be going with an Archer's Helm, Ava's Accumulator, Necklace of Anguish, 100 Diamond Bolts E, rune crossbow, black dragon hide top and bottom, dragon fire shield, barrow's gloves, Pegasian boots, and an archer's ring. Should I get PK'd on the way there, I'll protect my necklace of anguish, dragon fire shield, Pegasian boots, and archer's ring. In my inventory, you'll see I have a ranging potion, anti-fire potion, anti-poison plus, 2 prayer potions, 1 super restore potion, 19 sharks, 50 ruby bolts E, burning amulet, and house teleport. For this method, the only prayer I'll be using is Eagle Eye. I am maxed, so I won't get hit as hard as lower level players, but if you are of a lower level, you may consider bringing an extra prayer potion or 2 and using steel skin to increase your defense. As for the items, the Necklace of Anguish can be swapped for a Fury or Glory, Pegasians for God Boots or Snakeskin, the DFS for an Anti-Dragon Shield, and the Archer's Ring for a Ring of Wealth or a Ring of Life. The Rune Crossbow can also be swapped for either a Dragon Hunter Crossbow or Armadillo Crossbow, depending on what kind of bank you have. Once we're in the lair, we're going to want to drink 1 dose of our ranging, anti-poison, and anti-fire potions. Make sure our quick prayers are set to Eagle Eye or Eagle Eye and Steel Skin. We're going to want to equip our Ruby Bolts E first and use these as their special attack will hit 20% of the target's current hit points. If we're lucky and manage to spec on the first attack, we can hit up to 48 damage. After the KBD is at or below about 70% HP, we want to switch over to our Diamond Bolts E and finish off the kill. Keep an eye on your stats and drink a dose of your Super Restore Potion whenever your stats get lowered. We want to try to keep our defense up so we don't take too much damage. For our second range setup, I'm just going to be using a magic short bow and rune arrows. Now if you can actually afford a twisted bow, which obviously I can't, definitely use a twisted bow in place of the MSB and dragon arrows in place of the rune arrows. For this setup, I'll be using an archer's helm, Ava's accumulator, necklace of anguish, rune arrows, magic short bow, armadillo top and bottom, barrow's gloves, Pegasian boots, and a ring of wealth. In my inventory, you'll see a ranging potion, super anti-fire potion, anti-poison plus, Saradomin brew, super restore, 3 prayer potions, 18 sharks, burning amulet, and house teleport. Now I'm only showcasing this method for the use of the twisted bow, even though I don't have one. With the twisted bow, this method is by far the fastest kills at the KBD because that weapon is absolutely broken. So once we're at the KBD layer, we're going to want to drink a dose of our anti-poison, anti-fire, then a dose of brew, a dose of restore, then our ranging potion. Make sure our quick prayers are set to Eagle Eye, Protect from Magic, and Steel Skin. We're going to want to pray Magic here in order to negate all of the damage from the KBD's Fire Breath attack. Protect from Magic plus the anti-fire potion will allow us to take 0 damage from the Fire Breath attack. However, we will take a decent amount of damage from his other 3 magical attacks. We won't have to worry about the melee attacks because obviously we're ranging, so after we've started our kill, we just keep an eye on our hit points and prayer and let the kill play out. And there you have it, guys. 3 different ways to kill the KBD, although I strongly suggest you do not try to kill it with the third method unless you have that dank ass bank and can get yourself a twisted bow and some dragon arrows. I think I can safely say that the melee method and crossbow method are both equal in efficiency. Either way you choose to do it, I'm sure you'll kill a decent amount of KBDs per trip and have a good time doing it. So as usual, I did kill 100 KBDs and save all the loot for this video. Killing 100 of these took me right around 2.5 hours to do, not counting the time I was hopping worlds. Also, if I crashed you while doing this video, my bad. I sincerely apologize, not really, but it's pretty hard to find an open world. But anyway, the more notable stacks that I ended up with were 44 Dragon Arrow tips, 44 Dragon Dart tips, and 1,350 U-logs. Everything else is pretty average, so let's throw all this in the price checker and see what I end up with. Alright, cool, so just about 2.2 mil. That is better than I expected. I was only expecting something like 1.5 mil, so I'm pretty happy with that. As you can see, a big chunk of the money made was hides and bones, so I can't stress this enough, pick them all up. Over 900k just going to waste if you leave them to disappear. So throughout the 100 kills, I spent about 350k in supplies. My total profit came out to be 1.85 mil, which averages out to be about 750k per hour. That is not bad money for a super easy boss. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Like always, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate all the views and comments. I look forward to seeing new comments on my videos, and I try as hard as I can to reply to all of them. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, well, don't give it a thumbs down because those suck. Keep an eye on my channel, guys. I put out a new video every Sunday morning. We've got 6 episodes to go in this series, and I'm really excited to get them out there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out. Take it easy, everybody. Oh wait, I forgot. Bonus clip. I got 99 farming. See you next time.